While many countries are still debating the limits of engineering, China has turned those limits into massive construction sites. Sea-crossing bridges stretch across vast waters. High-speed trains race through mountains. Coastal highways connect lands once separated by waves, distance, and difficult terrain. In Chongqing, the city does not simply grow outward. It rises in layers, with rail lines, overpasses, and towers stacked together like a scene from the future. But none of this is science fiction anymore. It is happening in real life. Where geography creates obstacles, people find a way through. Where distance once stood as a barrier, technology opens a new path. In this journey, we will explore some of the most beautiful, unusual, and unbelievable projects in China, where the future seems to have arrived earlier than in the rest of the world. Wuhan suspended monorail. In Wuhan, one of China's most important inland cities, the future of public transportation is not hidden beneath the ground. Instead, it moves through the air, suspended above the streets, hanging beneath a rail line in a way that feels almost like a scene from a science fiction film. This is the Wuhan suspended monorail, often called the Wuhan SkyTrain. It is different from a normal metro system, and it is not quite like a traditional elevated railway either. Rather than running on top of the tracks, the train hangs below them, allowing each car to move smoothly through the city while the traffic continues below. In crowded urban areas, this kind of design can make a real difference. Roads are often packed with vehicles, and building underground lines can be expensive, complicated, or difficult because of the existing city structure. By using the space above the road, the suspended monorail offers Wuhan a completely different way to think about movement, transportation, and the future of city travel.
As we leave the misty, multi-layered labyrinth of Chongqing behind, we accelerate toward the eastern coast, where the future is measured in sheer height and blistering speed. Shanghai. If Chongqing is the cyberpunk capital, Shanghai is the gleaming, hyper-advanced utopia of the 21st century. The moment your feet touch the ground here, you realize that time moves differently. To understand that speed, you do not take a cab from the airport. You board the Shanghai Maglev. This is not a normal train. It does not even touch the tracks. Using magnetic levitation, it floats on a cushion of air and shoots across the landscape at a mind-numbing 431 kilometers per hour. The world outside the window blurs into streaks of color as you cover 30 kilometers in just 7 minutes. You are essentially flying at ground level. Once you step into the heart of the Lujiazui financial district, you are instantly swallowed by a forest of glass and steel that pushes the very limits of modern engineering. Standing at the center of it all is the Shanghai Tower. Reaching a dizzying height of 632 meters, it is the tallest building in China and a structural genius. Its unique, twisting, spiraling design is not just for showing off. That twist actually reduces wind loads by 24%, allowing this mammoth structure to withstand the brutal typhoons that regularly batter the coast. Near the very top, hidden from the naked eye, a fleet of 270 vertical axis wind turbines spins silently, generating massive amounts of electricity to power the building itself. Surrounding it are equally iconic giants. The Oriental Pearl Tower stands out with its futuristic, glowing spheres, while the Shanghai World Financial Center, famously dubbed the bottle opener, uses its massive trapezoidal opening to expertly slice through heavy wind pressure. Standing on the observation deck of the Shanghai Tower, looking down at these colossal structures, you realize that humans have not just built a skyline here, they have engineered a vertical ecosystem. Every pane of glass, every steel beam is calculated to dominate the forces of nature while scraping the edge of the stratosphere.
Guangzhou Circle is instantly recognizable because it looks like a massive coin standing beside the Pearl River, with a huge circular opening cut through its center. At about 453 feet tall, with 33 floors, it is not one of Guangzhou's tallest buildings, but it is one of the city's most unusual architectural symbols. Designed by Italian architect Joseph Di Pasquale, the building takes inspiration from ancient Chinese jade discs and the idea of wealth, which fits its role as a commercial headquarters. The central opening, about 157 feet wide, gives the structure a bold shape that can be recognized from far away without needing a sharp spire or extreme height. Its position by the river makes the idea even stronger, because when the circle reflects on the water, the image can form a giant figure 8, a number often linked with luck and prosperity in Chinese culture. Guangzhou Circle shows that a mega project does not always need to be the tallest. Sometimes one unforgettable shape is enough. Set on the shore of Taihu Lake in Huzhou, Sheraton Huzhou is famous for a ring-shaped design that seems to lift out of the water. Its 27-story curved structure creates a wide opening in the middle, and when the building reflects on the lake, the hotel can appear almost like a full circle resting between the shoreline and the sky. This is not a project built to dominate a skyline, but to create a resort experience around water, lake views, and nearby natural hot springs. Inside, it offers guest rooms, restaurants, spa facilities, and spaces designed for relaxation. Yet the most memorable view often comes from outside, across the lake. After dark, thousands of LED lights trace the curve of the building with changing colors, making its outline stand out clearly on the water. In Huzhou, its power is not height, but reflection. The way architecture, water, and light turn a hotel into a landmark. Guangzhou CTF Finance Center is not just another tall tower in a financial district. It is a 739-foot structure built to bring several layers of city life into a single tower. Across its 111 floors, offices, apartments, hotel rooms, restaurants, shops, and high-speed elevators come together, allowing thousands of people to work, stay, meet, eat, and move through the building every day. What gives it a more distinctive presence is its facade, where glass is paired with pale glazed terracotta, instead of relying only on the cold steel and glass look seen in many super talls. Completed in 2016, it became Guangzhou's East Tower, standing across the city's central axis from the West Tower and helping define the modern skyline of Zhujiang New Town. Its power is not in being loud or strange, but in showing how a super tall can become less like a single tower and more like a working piece of the city itself. What makes Hongya Cave truly mesmerizing is not only its glowing night view, but the way it clings to the cliffs above the Jialing River like a stacked wooden city suspended between old Chongqing and the modern skyline. Built in the style of Baiyu Diao Jiaolu, the traditional stilted houses of the region, this 11-story complex turns steep terrain into architecture, layering balconies, wooden facades, restaurants, shops, and walkways into one vertical maze of culture and commerce. By day, it feels like a dense riverside district shaped by mountain geography. But after sunset, warm lights flood the eaves and terraces, until the entire structure seems to rise from the cliff like a lantern village above the water. Visitors come for food, river views, souvenirs, and photographs. Yet the deeper attraction is the strange feeling that Chongqing has turned its difficult landscape into a stage where tradition performs for the modern world. Hongya Cave is spectacular, but it is not quiet. Crowds fill the stairs, cameras lift into the air, and the old image of Baiyu houses becomes a global check-in symbol. In the end, this is not simply a tourist attraction, but a cultural megaproject in miniature, proving that in Chongqing, even memory can be rebuilt vertically, lit from within, and made to glow above the river. On the Jiangbei riverfront, Chongqing Grand Theater does not simply sit beside the Yangtze River. It faces the skyline like a giant glass ship, placed where water, towers, bridges, and city lights come together. Completed in 2009, the building rises about 210 feet and covers roughly 1.1 million square feet, a scale large enough to make it feel less like a single theater and more like a cultural landmark built for an entire megacity. During the day, its sharp glass walls catch the sun like cut crystal, but after sunset, the massive structure softens into light, glowing beside the river as if Chongqing had anchored a lantern on the water's edge. Inside, the mood changes from futuristic to deeply human, because behind that bright exterior are halls for opera, ballet, symphony, theater, and public performances, where crowds come not to rush through the city, but to stop and listen. In a place already famous for rail lines, bridges, stacked roads, and impossible skylines, this theater gives Chongqing a different kind of mega-project, one that does not move people across the city, but gathers them around music, stories, and shared emotion. When its reflection trembles softly across the river at night, the Grand Theater becomes more than a beautiful building. It shows that even a city racing upward still needs a place where people can slow down and hear music, stories, and human emotion above the noise. Qingdao Bay Bridge. At first glance, this bridge does not look like a normal road. It feels more like a man-made horizon, a long line of concrete and steel stretching quietly across the open sea. Built to connect Qingdao with Huangdao, it turned the bay from a natural barrier into a direct route between two important parts of the city. Before it existed, drivers had to travel around the water, following a longer and slower route shaped by the coastline. But after the bridge opened, that wide stretch of sea became a fast corridor for daily traffic, business, and urban connection. What makes it impressive is not only its scale, but also the environment it must survive. Standing above open water, it faces salt, wind, waves, and changing weather every day. Its materials were chosen to resist seawater corrosion, and the whole structure was designed to last at least 100 years. Unlike inland railways that cut through valleys or plains, the Fuzhou-Xiamen Railway follows China's Fujian coast and crosses open water near the Taiwan Strait. Stretching roughly 172 miles, it is known as China's first cross-sea high-speed railway, with trains designed to run up to 217 miles per hour. Its challenge was not only speed, but the sea itself. Engineers had to build long overwater bridges, coastal structures, and mountain tunnels while accounting for typhoons, strong sea winds, ocean currents, and corrosive salty air. For passengers, the line creates a rare high-speed rail experience, gliding beside the ocean as bridges, coastline, and water move past the window. In the end, the Fuzhou-Xiamen line turns a difficult maritime landscape into a smooth, modern corridor, showing how modern rail can adapt to geography instead of avoiding it.
Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge. Imagine looking out over the vast, turbulent expanse of the South China Sea and deciding to connect three entirely different global economic powerhouses with a single, continuous line of heavy steel and concrete. What you are witnessing right now is the absolute longest sea-crossing infrastructure on the planet. An astonishing 55-kilometer architectural marvel that permanently links the bustling financial hub of Hong Kong, the vibrant entertainment capital of Macau, and the rapidly growing tech metropolis of Zhuhai. This is not just a standard bridge built over calm, peaceful waters. This oceanic behemoth was specifically engineered to withstand the most brutal, unforgiving forces of nature, including devastating super typhoons, massive freight ship collisions, and severe magnitude 8 earthquakes that frequently rattle this highly volatile region. As you embark on the drive across this colossal structure, you are entirely surrounded by the open ocean, feeling the sheer magnitude of human ambition completely isolating you from the mainland. But the most mind-bending aspect of this journey happens right in the middle of the deep sea. As you are cruising high above the crashing waves, enjoying the panoramic view, the massive bridge suddenly and inexplicably ends. It plunges directly downward into a massive, meticulously engineered artificial island that was built entirely from scratch. Engineers literally formed these colossal platforms in the middle of the ocean using millions of tons of dredged sand, firmly reinforcing them with massive metal retaining walls to fight back the crushing ocean currents. From this man-made island, your vehicle descends deep beneath the ocean floor into an expansive, highly advanced underwater tube spanning several kilometers. Why would engineers purposefully sink a perfectly paved highway? The Pearl River Delta is one of the absolute busiest shipping channels on Earth, with thousands of colossal cargo freighters passing through every single day. Building a traditional bridge high enough for these massive ships to pass under would have severely disrupted maritime traffic and global trade. So, they brilliantly decided to hide the highway completely underwater, allowing global maritime trade to flow seamlessly right over your head. Emerging from the tunnel onto another spectacular artificial island on the other side feels like coming up for air in a completely different world. The commute between these massive mega-cities, which used to require a grueling, exhausting multi-hour ferry ride across rough waters, has been miraculously reduced to a smooth, scenic drive. It is a profound testament to modern engineering, a multi-billion-dollar masterpiece that fundamentally redefines the physical and economic geography of the entire region.
Unlike inland railways that cut through valleys or plains, the Fuzhou-Xiamen Railway follows China's Fujian coast and crosses open water near the Taiwan Strait. Stretching roughly 172 miles, it is known as China's first cross-sea high-speed railway. with trains designed to run up to 217 miles per hour. Its challenge was not only speed, but the sea itself. Engineers had to build long overwater bridges, coastal structures, and mountain tunnels while accounting for typhoons, strong sea winds, ocean currents, and corrosive salty air. For passengers, the line creates a rare high-speed rail experience, gliding beside the ocean as bridges, coastline, and water move past the window. In the end, the Fuzhou-Xiamen line turns a difficult maritime landscape into a smooth modern corridor, showing how modern rail can adapt to geography instead of avoiding it.
Vast telescope. Deep within the lush, remote mountains of Guizhou province, hidden away from the noise and chaos of modern civilization, lies a machine that looks like it was dropped directly out of a science fiction universe. You are looking at the 500-meter aperture spherical radio telescope, the largest and most sensitive listening device ever constructed by humanity. Instead of building a massive structural foundation from scratch, engineers scoured the landscape and found a gigantic natural sinkhole, ingeniously using the Earth's own ancient geology as the perfect physical cradle for this astronomical titan. The physical scale of this gleaming silver dish is absolutely mind-numbing. It spans an area equivalent to 30 standard football fields, completely dominating the entire valley it rests in. But it is not just the physical size that makes this structure a breathtaking marvel of futuristic engineering. It is what this colossal eye is actually doing. This machine is actively listening to the deepest, darkest corners of the cosmos. Its technological sensitivity is so extreme that it could effortlessly detect the faint signal of a regular cell phone operating all the way on Jupiter. Right now, as you watch this, its vast array of precisely angled panels is capturing mysterious whispers from ancient galaxies located a staggering 13 billion light-years away. To ensure its flawless, uninterrupted operation, a strict radio silence zone has been established for miles around the facility. No cell phones, no Wi-Fi, no electronic interference of any kind is allowed. When you stand on the elevated observation deck overlooking this massive silver bowl, you are surrounded by absolute, profound silence. Yet, you deeply know that right beneath you, the greatest piece of technology on Earth is actively pulling in data from rapidly spinning pulsars, dying stars, and potentially the elusive signals of extraterrestrial life. The intricate cable net structure that supports the panels can actively deform the surface, creating a moving parabolic dish within the larger sphere to track moving celestial objects with pinpoint accuracy. It is a masterpiece of precision mechanics operating on a gigantic scale, pushing the absolute boundaries of astrophysics. It is a bridge between our small blue planet and the infinite unknown, proving that the future of engineering is not just about conquering our own world, but reaching out to deeply touch the very fabric of the universe.
In Wuhan, the Yangtze River is not just a natural boundary. It is a powerful line running through the city, separating districts, shaping traffic, and forcing engineers to think on a much larger scale. To cross this wide river, Wuhan did not build an ordinary bridge. It built the Yangtze-gang Suspension Bridge, one of the most impressive double-deck suspension bridges in the world. The bridge connects the Hanyang and Wuchang districts, helping vehicles move across one of China's most important urban rivers with greater speed and efficiency. With a main span of about 1,700 meters and a total length of more than 4 kilometers, it stands as a massive piece of infrastructure built for a city that keeps expanding on both sides of the Yangtze. What makes the bridge especially remarkable is its double-deck design. Instead of carrying traffic on only one level, it uses 2 stacked road decks, allowing more vehicles to cross the river while using the same basic bridge corridor. What makes Gate to the East impossible to ignore is not its height alone, but its shape. 2 massive legs joined high above the ground, forming a giant arch over Suzhou's modern business district. At about 990 feet tall, it is a major mixed-use project with offices, residences, hotel space, and retail areas. But the real impact comes from the way it turns a skyscraper into a doorway. Built directly above a major underground transit interchange, the building is not just something people look at from a distance. It sits on top of movement, with the city flowing underneath it every day. Yet the same shape that was meant to symbolize a gateway has also made the tower famous for another reason, because many people joked that it looked like a giant pair of pants. That mix of ambition and accidental humor is exactly why people remember it. Gate to the East may not be the tallest tower in China, but in Suzhou it is one of the hardest to forget. Shanghai Tower is where Lu Jiazui's race upward seems to twist into the sky, rising about 2,073 feet as China's tallest building and one of the most powerful shapes in modern Shanghai. Its spiraling form is not only dramatic for photographs. It helps the tower meet the wind more smoothly, reducing the enormous forces that would otherwise strike a building of this height. Inside, 128 floors stack offices, hotel space, observation areas, and public zones into a city stacked in the sky, built for thousands of people moving through one enormous structure every day. Near the top, sustainable systems and wind turbines add another layer to the story, showing that height alone is no longer enough for a true mega project. By night, Shanghai Tower rises above Jinmao and the World Financial Center, like the final stroke in Liu Jiezui's skyline. It is not just the tallest building in China. It is Shanghai turning engineering into a signature. Ping An Finance Center rises over Shenzhen like a needle of steel and glass, sharp enough to make the city's ambition visible from miles away. At about 1,965 feet tall, with 115 stories, it is one of the tallest buildings in the world and remains the second tallest skyscraper in China. Its slim form is wrapped in stainless steel, giving the tower a clean, hard shine that feels more like a precision instrument than an ordinary office building. By day, it stands with quiet, almost severe confidence above the business district, holding banks, offices, retail space, and observation areas inside one enormous structure. But when night falls, the tower changes character as its exterior becomes a vertical field of light, turning the skyline into a moving display above Shenzhen. In a city built on speed, technology, and reinvention, Ping An Finance Center is not just height. It is Shenzhen's financial confidence drawn in steel and glass.
Three Gorges Dam. You are standing before the absolute largest hydroelectric power station on the planet, a structure so unfathomably massive that its creation actually altered the rotation of the Earth. For thousands of years, the mighty Yangtze River was an untamed force of nature, a roaring lifeline that brought both immense prosperity and devastating floods to the people living along its banks. But modern engineers looked at this unstoppable force and decided to tame it. The sheer scale of this concrete fortress is impossible to grasp through photographs alone. Spanning over 2 kilometers across the river, it holds back a reservoir so vast it looks like an inland sea. When the floodgates open, the water blasts out with an explosive, deafening roar, creating artificial waterfalls that shake the very bedrock beneath your feet. This singular structure generates a staggering amount of electricity, fueling the endless growth of the nation's megacities. But taming the river created a new problem. How do you move massive cargo ships across a concrete wall that is hundreds of feet high? The traditional method involves a slow, agonizing process through a series of step locks, which can take several hours to complete. That simply was not fast enough for the future. So they built the ultimate mechanical titan, the Three Gorges ship lift. This is not just an elevator, it is a staggering feat of hydraulic engineering capable of lifting a massive 3,000-ton cargo ship over 100 meters straight up into the air. Imagine the sheer audacity required to engineer a watertight chamber that encapsulates a massive vessel, suspends it entirely in mid-air, and smoothly elevates it to the top of the dam in just 40 minutes. You are essentially watching a massive chunk of the river, ship and all, defying gravity in a steel cage. The precision required to balance thousands of tons of water and metal moving vertically with flawless stability is nothing short of a modern miracle. Standing at the base and watching this colossal machine go to work leaves you with a profound sense of awe at what human determination can achieve. Beijing. For thousands of years, this monumental capital has been the undisputed heart of traditional Chinese empires, world famous for the ancient Forbidden City, the Temple of Heaven, and a deeply rooted history. But if you look at the skyline today, you will immediately realize that this historic powerhouse is aggressively rewriting its own narrative to become the ultimate command center of tomorrow. Your arrival in this futuristic metropolis likely begins at the spectacular Beijing Daxing International Airport. From the sky, this sprawling aviation mega-hub looks exactly like a colossal, glowing alien starfish resting on the Earth. It was purposefully designed to efficiently manage a staggering 100 million passengers every single year, alleviating the crushing pressure on the city's older transit hubs. Its beautifully curved corridors extend outward from a massive central core, a design that maximizes both stunning aesthetics and highly efficient passenger flow. But the true magic happens when you step inside its massive sunlit terminals. This is a fully automated, hyper-intelligent transit machine equipped with cutting-edge technology. You experience seamless facial recognition systems tracking your exact movements, highly advanced artificial intelligence coordinating the massive baggage networks, and automated security systems ensuring flawless operation. Once you leave the airport and enter the bustling central business district, your eyes will immediately be drawn to an architectural phenomenon that seemingly shatters the fundamental laws of physics. This is the China Central Television Headquarters, a colossal architectural sculpture that violently defies every rule of traditional skyscraper design. Instead of building a towering vertical spire, engineers created two massive leaning towers that boldly bend toward each other, permanently connecting at the top to form a massive, gravity-defying continuous loop. The horizontal bridge connecting the two leaning towers had to be fully assembled on the ground before being painstakingly lifted hundreds of feet into the sky in a terrifying precision operation that lasted several nerve-wracking weeks. Depending on where you stand in the city, the monumental building creates bizarre, mind-bending optical illusions, appearing to aggressively twist and change shape right before your very eyes. And just a short drive away, the futuristic aesthetic continues at the Galaxy Soho complex. Designed by a world-renowned architect, this vast complex integrates offices, shops, and leisure areas under one seamless structure. Here, straight lines and sharp corners are almost completely absent. It is an enormous, flowing landscape of 4 massive domes connected by curving walkways that look entirely organic, as if a futuristic space colony was suddenly dropped right into the middle of the city. Beijing is no longer just preserving its ancient past. It is boldly constructing a gravity-defying, AI-driven future that leaves the rest of the world trying to catch up. But the future is not only about building up, it is about connecting the impossible. Leaving the dazzling lights of Guangzhou, we head toward the turbulent waters of the Pearl River Delta, Shenzhen-Zhongshan Link. Imagine trying to build a road across one of the busiest, most chaotic shipping lanes on the planet, where fierce currents, shifting tides, and violent typhoons are a daily threat. Engineers did not just build a bridge here, they orchestrated a 49-kilometer symphony of bridges, underwater tunnels, and artificial islands. This is the Shenzhen-Zhongshan Link, an absolute behemoth of civil engineering that forces the ocean into submission. Your journey begins as you drive onto a massive overseas suspension bridge, the wind howling against your vehicle. But just as you think you are going to cross the entire delta above the waves, the road does something completely unexpected. It plunges directly into an artificial island built entirely from scratch in the middle of the sea. From there, your car dives deep beneath the ocean floor into a massive underwater tube. This is not a slow, creeping tunnel. It is designed for vehicles to maintain high speeds, equipped with state-of-the-art ventilation and intelligent traffic control systems that monitor every single inch of the route. Why go underwater? Because the surface of the delta is crowded with thousands of massive cargo ships every single day. A traditional bridge would have blocked the maritime lifeline of global trade. So, they sank the highway to let the megaships pass seamlessly overhead. Emerging on the other side, into the hyper-advanced tech hub of Shenzhen, you realize the sheer audacity of this project. It cuts travel time between the 2 major cities from 2 hours down to just 30 minutes. You are not just crossing water, you are witnessing a multi-billion-dollar masterstroke that bends the geography of the Earth to fit the pace of the future. Chongqing. You are not looking at a computer-generated rendering from a sci-fi blockbuster. You are staring at a real, breathing metropolis wrapped in a perpetual blanket of mist. Known as the Mountain City, Chongqing defies every traditional rule of urban planning. Instead of flattening the Earth, engineers here decided to build directly into the sky and deep into the rugged cliffs. Imagine walking down a bustling street, only to realize you are actually standing on the roof of a 20-story skyscraper. It messes with your mind in the best way possible. The true marvel of this cyberpunk reality hits you when you look up and hear the rumble of a train. But it is not passing over a bridge. At Lisbon Station, the transit system literally blasts right through the middle of a massive residential building. Instead of tearing down the apartment block to make way for the tracks, they integrated the station into the 6th and 8th floors. It is a masterpiece of noise cancellation and space optimization, allowing residents to sleep soundly while thousands of commuters glide right through their living rooms. But the ambition of Chongqing does not stop at ground level or mid-air transit. Look toward the point where the Yangtze and Jialing rivers violently crash into each other, and you will see Raffles City. This architectural titan features 8 colossal skyscrapers, but that is not the crazy part. Hovering horizontally across the top of these towers is a massive 300-meter-long glass-bottomed bridge known as the Crystal. It looks exactly like a futuristic spaceship that just decided to dock on top of the city. Walking across its transparent floor feels like you are suspended in the clouds, looking down at the swirling rivers hundreds of feet below. When night falls, this entire complex, along with the city's skyline, ignites with a synchronized LED light show that pulses like a digital heartbeat. You are standing in a living laboratory of tomorrow.
Across the waters of the Pearl River Delta, the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge stands as one of the most ambitious sea-crossing projects ever built. This enormous system connects 3 major cities, Hong Kong, Macau, and Zhuhai, transforming what used to be a long journey around the delta into a direct route across the sea. But this is not simply one bridge stretching over the water. It is a complete transportation system made of sea bridges, an underwater tunnel, and artificial islands, all designed to connect smoothly as one continuous route. In this part of southern China, the waters are busy with ships moving through one of Asia's most important marine corridors. That created a major challenge for engineers. How could vehicles cross the sea without blocking the large vessels that pass through these waters every day?
Beijing. For thousands of years, this monumental capital has been the undisputed heart of traditional Chinese empires, world famous for the ancient Forbidden City, the Temple of Heaven, and a deeply rooted history. But if you look at the skyline today, you will immediately realize that this historic powerhouse is aggressively rewriting its own narrative to become the ultimate command center of tomorrow. Your arrival in this futuristic metropolis likely begins at the spectacular Beijing Daxing International Airport. From the sky, this sprawling aviation mega-hub looks exactly like a colossal, glowing alien starfish resting on the Earth. It was purposefully designed to efficiently manage a staggering 100 million passengers every single year, alleviating the crushing pressure on the city's older transit hubs. Its beautifully curved corridors extend outward from a massive central core, a design that maximizes both stunning aesthetics and highly efficient passenger flow. But the true magic happens when you step inside its massive sunlit terminals. This is a fully automated, hyper-intelligent transit machine equipped with cutting-edge technology. You experience seamless facial recognition systems tracking your exact movements, highly advanced artificial intelligence coordinating the massive baggage networks, and automated security systems ensuring flawless operation. Once you leave the airport and enter the bustling central business district, your eyes will immediately be drawn to an architectural phenomenon that seemingly shatters the fundamental laws of physics. This is the China Central Television Headquarters, a colossal architectural sculpture that violently defies every rule of traditional skyscraper design. Instead of building a towering vertical spire, engineers created two massive leaning towers that boldly bend toward each other, permanently connecting at the top to form a massive gravity-defying continuous loop. The horizontal bridge connecting the two leaning towers had to be fully assembled on the ground before being painstakingly lifted hundreds of feet into the sky in a terrifying precision operation that lasted several nerve-wracking weeks. Depending on where you stand in the city, the monumental building creates bizarre, mind-bending optical illusions, appearing to aggressively twist and change shape right before your very eyes. And just a short drive away, the futuristic aesthetic continues at the Galaxy Soho complex. Designed by a world-renowned architect, this vast complex integrates offices, shops, and leisure areas under one seamless structure. Here, straight lines and sharp corners are almost completely absent. It is an enormous, flowing landscape of four massive domes connected by curving walkways that look entirely organic, as if a futuristic space colony was suddenly dropped right into the middle of the city. Beijing is no longer just preserving its ancient past. It is boldly constructing a gravity-defying, AI-driven future that leaves the rest of the world trying to catch up.
What makes Chongqing's skyline feel different from most other cities is not only its height, but the way it rises from mountains, rivers, bridges, and stacked roads, like a vast city assembled in layers. At the meeting point of the Yangtze and Jialing rivers, towers climb from the Yuzhong Peninsula, while highways, metro lines, and bridges cut across the city at different elevations, making the skyline feel three-dimensional instead of flat. Raffles City, Chongqing gives this view its most spectacular symbol, with 8 towers shaped like giant sails and the crystal stretching nearly 984 feet across the top, as if a horizontal skyscraper had been suspended in the sky. By day, the city looks powerful and dense, but after sunset, the skyline changes character as lights spill across towers, bridges, riverbanks, and glass facades until Chongqing begins to resemble a real-world cyberpunk landscape. Yet its beauty can also feel overwhelming, because what appears close across the river may require tunnels, bridges, stairs, or an entirely different elevation to reach. In the end, Chongqing's skyline is not just a collection of tall buildings. It is a breathtaking urban system where steel, water, mountain, and light prove that the future of cities may not rise in one direction, but in every direction at once.